are facing us, I guess you'd be on the left or the right? Because I know my cowlick that I'm looking
Huh?
at right now.
Oh, wait. Is that why it said premiering? Because you have to hit live?
Did I hit
Or
live? I
that's why
did.
yeah,
Oh,
we're
and we've
live
been
now.
on
We weren't
22.
live before, but now
Oh,
we're live.
now we're live. Okay, so
Yes.
I'm Lasha, and
And I'm Trevor.
I am like an impromptu type of person. And Trevor and I met
On December.
in December, like December the 14th or something.
That was the 25th. I remember
The
the
20th.
video.
It was Christmas
Yeah,
because I was
Christmas Day.
putting up Christmas videos.
And you walked and you said the only thing that was open is cannabis. Is that true?
That was true, I swear to you. Speaking of which, I didn't even go to the cannabis store today. And
Mhm.
in Canada, I'm Canadian and you are a Yankee. Yankee Doodle Dandy. So you can't say that anymore.
Is
But
it racist?
okay. So Trevor is a youth and I am an elder. We don't need to I do not need to disclose my age.
When I get a car, I'm coming to see you.
Coming
That's
to
for
see
sure.
me.
Yeah.
Well, when you get a car, Trevor, you can drive around your grandmother. No, anyways, so Trevor's Life and Legos, tell everybody about your channel, and then I'm going to tell people about my channel, and then we're going to tell everybody what we're talking about. So why don't we sort of start there?
You're gonna start with me.
Yeah. What got you into YouTube?
I
Where,
thought it would
like,
be something nice to do. Like see like what are the benefits of YouTube.
and what have you learned thus far as a youth trying to get this started?
That people on YouTube can be like really positive to you and you
Yes,
get good things from YouTube.
very much so. And what are your favorite? I always like to find out what people's favorite YouTube channels are because I think it says a lot
Well,
about
here's
who
my
they are.
favorite.
Yeah, that's just because I'm a silly little kid. I'm a silly little kid. And Trevor got me interested in politics because I'm Canadian and he's American, like I said. But he got started with YouTube for other
And this
reasons
is
though
Trump. This
too.
is my imitation of Trump. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, and they're eating the pets.
What did that mean?
I don't get that. I don't think his supporters get that either. What does it mean? Why would he say that on television? Like, what's he trying to point out? He's not pointing out anything about his campaign. He's just making his campaign worse as it is.
You know, it's so interesting because you know what I don't understand about Trump?
What?
When he was first elected back in, was it 2016? And was it?
He won in 2016.
Okay, so he won in
Right now,
2016.
Harris
Oh,
is ahead, which is a good thing.
but who was he running against? Oh, Hillary Clinton.
I'm actually going to go see her. She's having an event here in Detroit. I'm going to go
Are you
see her.
kidding?
No,
Well,
I'll
why
make
would you
footage. I
kid?
promise.
Why would you kid? Like, why would I
I
even
don't.
say that? Of course. So you're going to see Hillary Clinton.
She's
What?
going to talk about the book and her campaign against Trump from 2016.
I saw some YouTube footage of her after the campaign, but it was freshly after the campaign. And then I watched a Netflix series about Hillary Clinton as a Canadian. Okay. Did not understand why people voted for Trump back then. Okay. Not at all. I didn't understand it. I watched Bill Maher to try to figure it all out.
There's this show in the US that I love. It's called Saturday Night Live. They make up skits
Oh, yeah, I
and they make
watch
fun
that
of
all the
people.
time. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's funny.
Yes.
When I first mentioned it to you, you were like, "What is he
Because
talking about?"
meaning I know about Saturday Night Live. And can you believe what
Yeah, I
happened
love that.
to Alec Baldwin?
Yeah, he played Trump.
He did, but afterwards, did you hear what happened to him?
No.
He was I you have to watch. I love promoting other channels that know more than I do and can explain it so much more in an articulate fashion with a plethora of information is Emily D. Baker. If you want to know, and sidebar, they're a really good law and crime channel and they're huge. You know who she is, right? Did you watch, if you don't, I mean, like, did you watch the Netflix thing about the Johnny Depp trial?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. I had way too much time to watch television and movies because of why I started the channel. But that's what we were talking about your channel. But he does Legos, he builds things. He's not giving himself enough credit. He sings and he dances. And you know, and he wants to be president one day. And I think at a young age, if you visualize that, Trevor, you could do that.
Yeah. I
But is it because you want the power or why do you want to be president? What
I
is it
want
about?
a better place.
What about America do you want to be better?
Like the people and like the borders and like the money.
Okay, so dummy that down to a 53-year-old woman. I'm 53. I have to learn from the youth or I'm not going to grow. So you want the people to be better, you want the country to be better, and I know it's difficult to be specific, but specifically what do you want to change? You don't have to name me a legislation bill or anything because I need to find all that out. But you know what I want to change more than anything? And in Canada, the transgender issue. That
Mm.
one drives me crazy. You know why? And if anybody wants to know why, you can watch the videos about it.
Yeah.
But that bothers me, and that's totally far left, as they call it in the States, right? Is that what that is?
What?
The far left are the ones that are pushing the ideology. The only thing that I like about Trump, oh, I got off track. I was talking about Hillary Clinton. You have to
Yeah.
bring me back when yeah, let's bring you, never mind. I'm nervous. Okay, so you are going to a Hillary Clinton. Did it cost you anything?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, how much?
I think like $100. Yeah, things are expensive in Detroit. But however, when I went to meet Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan,
You met her?
that was free. Yeah, I have.
So, what got you interested in politics at such a young age?
I guess like
Like you're
watching
in your
debate.
mid-teens, like you're in I like what are you, 15, 16 years old? So like what got you interested in this at such a young age? Because that you must have been brought up with that. Or was it
I watched
school?
I watched like debates and like elections,
Right.
and I see Donald Trump. Yeah.
And so that got you interested and you want to change things. And what do you think that you have innately in you as a youth that gives you that goal now? Because if you really want to be president, you have to start now. You have to start volunteering for campaigns that you believe in. Start at the micro level, at the grassroots level. That's what I'm trying to do. Do you know what I was even thinking of, Trevor, but I didn't want to announce it or scare anybody in Beamsville, Ontario?
What?
I wanted to become part of the town council and eventually become mayor because I see what's going on in this town and it's
You make a
shit.
good mayor.
It's
You make a
shit.
good mayor.
Well, I would need to learn well, actually, that's not true. I have excellent administrative skills.
You're a likable person.
Well, thank you, Trevor, and so are you. And that's because we're authentic.
Mhm.
People are sick of bullshit nowadays. Sorry to swear at you. I'm not swearing at you. Media, do your job. So, Trump, do you really think it would be the end of democracy? Like, I'd love to hear what you think
Like, why are people
after.
voting for him after January 6th? Like, people got killed on January
I
6th.
know. I don't understand it. And to this
And
day,
he clearly said, "We're gonna walk down to the Capitol and I'll be with you." He was not. He just sent them down there and he fumed. And he was the first person in US history to get impeached twice by the government.
right. Yes, and this is what I don't understand in your government is the difference between Senate and Congress, executive orders. I don't understand that because he overthrew everything that Obama did. Now you're an Obama supporter? Would you call
Yeah.
yourself a Democrat? Is that what you would label yourself as, a
Yeah, my
Democrat?
family's Democratic, yeah.
Your family's Democrat. Is Detroit a red state or a blue state?
2020 was a blue state.
2020 it
Michigan,
was.
but in 2016, however, it was a red state
Okay,
because we
that's
had a
it.
Republican governor
Who is the
before.
governor?
I don't remember, but Gretchen Whitmer's a Democrat, so
Well,
we
oh,
went
Gretchen
blue
Whitmer. That's
when
right, you mentioned her. Okay.
she became governor.
Now,
It was some American older white guy. Remember
American older white guy.
Yeah,
Do you ever watch Candace Owens? No?
don't really know who that is. No,
You should look her up. I've saved a lot of her videos on my playlist. I've got to organize that playlist, Trevor. She talks, what do you think about oh, we better be careful how we say this. You know, the rapper who was running a scheme very similar to Ghislaine Maxwell and you know who with the island? Have you heard about that?
no.
Honeycomb cereal?
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying? And you've heard of honey.
Huh?
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah, you're the poet in our heart.
Hi, Sarah. Trevor and I wanted to do a live to talk about what's going on. Then they need
Hey, Lasha, I have a question
go.
for you.
Yeah,
Can we do a collab every Friday night?
that would be a good idea. Some consistency.
And if you can't make it on Friday night, can
No,
you
no, I
email me?
have to make it on Friday night. That's what I need. Follow through.
But
No,
if you
let's
can't make it
let's
on
make
Friday night, just
if I
email
have to
me.
work. If I have to work because Gary calls me when he
Yeah,
needs
just
me.
email and say, "Hey, Trev, I can't
Yeah,
do a collab
that
tonight."
would be a really good idea. We'll have to think of a name for it too. And it's not going to be the Royal Mass. We'll call it the Royal Mass. Sarah says, then they need to empty the prisons of all the inmates serving time for small. Exactly.
Well, remember when I
Exactly.
sang "He rocks in the treetop all
All
day,
day long,
smoking
smoking
marijuana"?
marijuana and singing this song. And you know what,
All the little
Sarah?
birds on the cannabis tree love
Tweet,
to hear Lasha go tweet, tweet,
tweet,
tweet.
tweet, tweet.
Rock,
Oh
rock,
my God, I can't
tweet,
believe you
smoke,
remember
rockin'
that.
up, tweet, tweet, smoke. Oh, rockin' Robbie, you're gonna really, really smoke it tonight.
Oh, was I that stoned all the time? Oh no. Sarah, poet in my heart, I was thinking about you last night. I sent you a message today. Did you get it? So Trevor wants to be president. And I asked him specifically in his 16-year-old brain, because you know your brain won't fully develop till it's 25, right?
Normally it's like 18.
No, it's 25, Trevor.
Mm.
It is. Sarah, 25 years old. Do you know a woman actually? Yeah, see? Listen to
So, Sarah,
Sarah.
how's your government in
In
Australia?
Australia, that's a great question. How does your government work in Australia? I think he'd be great. I do too. And I told Trevor if he wants to be president, he needs to start now. You need to pick your education. You need to become a lawyer. He does have incredible, how could he remember? He remembers the
My ADHD.
dates. He also has ADHD, but whatever. That's a label, Trevor, that people give kids because they're distracted by this bullshit that we're doing right now. But except in our
We
community,
have a prime minister.
yeah, they don't have a president. Sarah, do you not think that like I'm not tooting all of our horns here, but I kind of am. I put this together for this, and that's all I talked about. How you guys hung in there with me, I'll never, ever, ever. See, that's why I want to go to Australia. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. Do I
Okay.
look like I'm joking? Are you okay? Bye, Trev. See you in a minute. I don't know how all of you stuck in with me when all I talked about was this. And do you know why I didn't do that walk? Because I knew that all of the elites, everything Candace Owens says, that men are under spiritual attack, children are under a spiritual attack. The one thing that bothers me on the far left in the States and in Canada is the transgender issue. It makes me absolutely sick to my stomach because Buck Angel, you have to subscribe to his channel. Do you know that a week ago he was at 115,000 people that are participating? He's up to 150 now because this is a fad and this is going to ruin like 2 generations of children. And why did it start in California? And I know this bothers you, Sarah. You know why? I know why it bothers you. Because I was having horrible visions of what do they do with different parts that are removed? Why do they want women's uteruses? Oh no, Trevor, don't look bored. Look really attentive. Swear to God. Yes, thank you, Sarah. I
And another
love
thing
Buck
about women
Angel.
is
And
Trump is like
it's an assault on
banning
women.
abortion. He assaults people too.
I know, but so did Bill Clinton. So how do you balance then, Trev? You're paying $100 to go see Hillary Clinton, and he's going to see Hillary Clinton. What I want you to do is tape as much footage as you can.
I will, and I'll upload it on here.
Upload it. No, upload it on your channel, honey. Your
Yeah.
channel, Trevor. Okay? Any remixes you want to use from my channel, you go right ahead. I said that with Melody Moon. That's her art.
And the
So we're
song that I made about the moon, that was AI generated music. I used AI to generate that music.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Sarah, wait one sec, hun. I heard you. And I want to talk about AI as well. Sarah, am I too angry about this transgender thing? I am actually against transgender women that advocate for it because they're not women, they're men. And do you know that if a man says that he is transgender and none of his parts have been removed, he can go to a minimum security female jail from being on death row. I heard this story on Candace Owens last night. She pulled up the paperwork and women have been assaulted. Am I assaulted by a peanut? What happens when you cross the road? What happens when a peanut crosses the road? It's assaulted. Get it? It's a joke. Do you too?
That one.
I didn't. You know why I did that?
Haven't heard that joke.
It's not, I didn't mean it. It is a joke, but I said that because of what I just said before, and I don't want any issues.
Mhm.
And Andrew Gold was canceled, Sarah.
Alright, so
Why
Lasha,
him?
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and then I want to hear more about what you were talking about that happened in the States with the guns.
Alright, I'll talk more about school shootings.
Yes, please. Thank you. Hi, Sarah. I know. And you know why I love Buck Angel? Because he's so honest about it. I'd date him. Her. Sarah, do you know what I realized I really am? I figured something out. You know those two people that are living downstairs that you can't stand? Okay. I told my mother, when you come here, it's going to be like walking into a psychiatric unit. Yeah. You know what I figured out, Sarah? When I was anorexic for all those years. Hi, Trev. If I was anorexic, I already told you guys that horror story. We don't need to go through it again. But let's just think about this. You know those, okay, you know how I told you about my grandpa, right? You know what I mean? What are you doing, Trevor? Can't walk away from alive. I'm always late. I'm always late. He's the one that keeps me on track. Your mom told me you. I do. She said that?
Is your mom here now?
Yeah.
Wash?
You want to say hi?
Yeah, I wanna say it, Geraldine again.
Okay, let's go say hi to Mama Bear. Anyways, the two people in the basement, they're scared shitless of my mother. And she gives these looks, I swear to God, like this. I'm not joking. But you know what? Half the rent is paid, so I only have to pay $500 a month. And all of it. You see what I'm saying? I know. You think I don't know that, Sarah? And you know who were the Michael was their friend. See what? No, they just wanted to say hello to you, Mama. It's Trevor and Sarah. And I tell, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You, okie dokie.
So this was you during the Andrew Tate thing. Sunday at 8, Andrew Tate. Here I come to give it a shake. But all I did was gave me a strike. And to this day, I do not know why.
Just talking to my Uncle Pat, of all people. Tell your mom I messaged her in the early days saying that Miss Geraldine had a. Aw, thanks, Sarah. This is what I want you to hear, Trevor. Okay? All right. Ready, Sarah? Are you ready? Did you ever watch on my very old channel, Lasha Rojenko? There's 81 subscribers. And I thank people for not unsubscribing, but you know what I think?
And
I
another
don't.
thing about her,
Go ahead,
sorry
hon.
to
Go ahead.
interrupt.
No, no, don't go.
Uh,
Interrupt.
there was a thing you used a filter, the scrunch face filter on a short, and you were the first YouTuber I've ever heard to say that related to getting facial plastic surgery.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd hear that about a
Do you know
filter.
that my two friends that have plastic surgery won't talk to me because I sent them that YouTube as like a joke, but they took it really seriously. And now they won't talk to me because they both had facelifts and collagen filler here, and like they're my age and they look ridiculous. I tell the truth too much.
And today's the first day of fall, actually. Happy
Oh my
first day of
gosh, you're
fall.
right, Trevor. Is it the 21st or the 22nd?
Today's the 22nd.
I knew it was the 22nd.
I remember you saying in the first day of spring, you said, "Can you see it?" And you
Will you
tricked me
say
into
it?
by saying, "Can you see the snow?"
You see the snow?
You said,
Oh my gosh, you repeat everything I say. Be very, very quiet what you say about Trevor, because he'll remember.
"Be very, very quiet. We're hunting coffee."
Coffee. We hunting coffee. Okay, proof of their insecurities. Yes, but this is what I'm dying to tell you guys. And then Trevor. Oh no, Trevor. You came back to tell about, oh sorry. You came back to tell about the school shootings, right?
Yes,
So
big
tell me
impact
about those.
country. So they happen a lot, and it was called Appalachia High School is the name of the school, and two teachers and two students were killed by a 14-year-old, and it was really sad. Like, it was a horrifying thing to experience for the students. Like, kids in this country shouldn't be seeing this. Like, it's something they're gonna keep like forever in their brains. Like, they're never gonna get
How does it affect you
like
personally
uh,
as a
like
youth?
like how do people do this in this country? Like, this didn't become an issue till like this decade.
Have you personally known anybody? Like Sarah, just one sec, Trev. I'm staying right on you. Sarah, you're my age, right? Close, you're 45-ish or 40-ish. So I'm like 13 years older than you, but whatever.
The
Anyway,
first day of spring is September 1st. Oh yeah, that's
in Australia. In Australia, Sarah? Look at us. Trevor and I are waiting with bated breath. Sarah? Oh, Sarah, I did a remix of the Stevie Nicks song and I put it up
I'll
as
be
a
right
new
back.
video. And the,
I'll be right back, Brown.
are you going to be right back? Okay. Dragged? Yes. Okay. Understood. This is what I wanted to tell you. Transgender bothers me so much because of what my grandfather went through. If he had expressed who he was, meaning he's attracted to men, I mean, he had wigs and stuff like that. I am not embarrassed to talk about that. If my mother knew I was talking about it, she would be embarrassed. Why would she be embarrassed? Not because she has any. I asked my mom, what would you do if I wasn't heterosexual? Would you still love me? And she said, I don't care. It's not that, it's her shame about what happened afterwards and what it did to my grandmother. But he couldn't live a lie anymore. But everybody always knew. I knew Sarah. I mean, look, this is my grandfather. Do you want to know what he did? I'm going to show you my grandpa. I love him. People, Avril and a couple of people asked me about my prayer, and I know that the ocean is your church. But I just want
I'm
to share
back.
with you. Hey, honey, this is my grandpa. Aww. That's okay, Trevor. We're expressing real feelings here. That's my
I love you.
grandfather, and he was gay, okay? And he
Alright.
made the best pies. He was a veterinarian, okay? He was my hero. And he did this, and this is called bunka, Sarah Trevor. That's called bunka. Isn't that beautiful?
That's gorgeous.
And
It
he was
reminds me of
out, and
Melody
he's
Moon.
a painter. Yeah, yeah. But this is what I
In
want
Melody
to tell.
Moon, she wrote a story on her channel called "I Would If I Could." She
She did?
actually wrote that book. She wrote a book and she released it onto her channel.
When?
2 weeks ago.
But she said that she couldn't go live because she didn't have enough people, but she does, right? Or is she just
No,
scared to come on? How many people does she have participating on her channel? Sarah,
it's
don't you
like
go.
6.
Okay, we need to add to that. We need Melody Moon on.
But
I love
but to
Melody
do
Moon.
collabs like this, you can only have 2 people. So just you and me is the limit on YouTube.
Then how do they do that on the Royal Mess? Here, Sarah, there's
They
my
probably
life.
use something else. Where is Melody Moon? And where's Random Citizen? But
Random
Lasha and
citizen.
Sarah, you're always here.
Sarah, I got to tell you, okay, this is what I'm trying to say about my sexual identity. I'm allowed to say that. If I were to label myself, I would say I'd be not non-binary, asexual, meaning I have no ability. Sarah, do you remember when you sent me that comment and you said, I can tell that your heart's been broken and you need to come to sunny Australia on the beach? I remember that comment very clearly. Like, you know how you remember musical jingles, eh?
Oh wow, I have at your attention. Watch the
I
documentary on
will.
Netflix called Deepest Breath.
The deepest breath. So, what I wanted to tell you is when this happened, and this is why I'm not talking about it anymore, because that's why I was going to say to you guys, thanks for hanging with me, because that's all I talked about. And now I feel like the channel, your support, Trevor,
And
your
expect for us
support,
to do this.
Sarah.
And expect for us to meet
You
and
thought I
then
was
do
going to
this.
bail out, didn't you?
I'd expect to meet you or
Neither did I. I didn't expect to any of this. This is what I wanted because I was going to call this channel Craving Conversation. That was the
what about
original title.
Sunday, Monday, happy days.
Days, and you remember that's what I tried. Water World would be the ultimate therapy
Wait,
for
where's
your leg.
Tobobbins?
Tobobbins is downstairs. And you know what, Sarah? You know who keeps an eye on the two roommates? My dog. Oh, yeah. Sophie is smarter than a whip. I've got to catch her on camera. Mm. But no, but like this, it's a situation that occurred that I can't really talk about on. I can, but I can't because it's a small town. This is what I wanted to tell you. Transgender bothers me so much because I was anorexic. Now, when I was anorexic, my mother was so desperate for answers. Okay. I watched a woman on Buck Angel talk about exactly what I was thinking about. And sometimes, Sarah, Trevor, do you not have thoughts before the news comes out and then you're like, I knew that, right? They are sterilizing unheterosexual people. That is the government's goal. The powers that be. They are it's the process of elimination, the survival of the fittest. If I was anorexic now, it's a money-making machine. It's an ideology lie. And I don't need Jordan Peterson to tell me that because I'll tell you about the scumbags, but
So
just
Lash, I
listen.
have a question for you.
Wait a minute. What if they said, well, what are your sexual feelings? Do you feel like a girl or do you feel like a boy? How do you think they would have treated me back then?
We have
Why does a
LGBTQ
woman
rights.
starve themselves? Not because they want to be a man. Well, some of them do that now in this day and age, but it's become fucking trendy.
Mm.
I love the crush. But imagine if somebody cut off my boobies. And what if and what if they gave me a hysterectomy? What do they do with that? If you've ever watched Dead Ringers, there's a way to stop menopause. It's all really sinister and sick. I am not even joking. So, what I think happened to me with my leg thing is lost the inability to connect with people intimately. Do you understand? Trevor, you're too young to hear this. No, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? Trevor, you be very careful out there. You don't let anybody, whoever you love, you do not let anybody take advantage of you. You have to
Oh,
be
never.
so careful online. And that's why I'm so glad. I know you did, but not because you wanted to be a man. That's
So
what I'm
some
saying.
people,
You
uh,
had this hysterectomy because of your situation. It wasn't because you wanted to be a man. And I
so
know
the thing
that
about Trump
subject,
people is they don't care about like Trump people, or they don't care about LGBTQ rights, but the Democrats do. Like we're trying to.
but I don't care about LGBTQ rights. I don't. I don't care anymore. You're a man,
That's like what
you're a woman.
transgender is.
Stop the bullshit because that's bullshit. They are butchering children. It's happening in Canada now. I have missed so much since I broke my leg. I was in a different world. I was on lots of medication. It's very foggy those days because who wants to remember it? And my mother said, "You were on a lot of medication." I was on a lot of medication, all prescription, all prescription. Thanks, pharmacy, big pharma. Sometimes when I'm not on for a couple of days, you know why? Because I'm in agony. Do you think I want to show that on the channel anymore? No. Yes, Sarah, I do have a crush on you, but I've never even seen a picture of you. It's because, so what I'm saying is because I've lost the inability to feel, and because it was a man who did the surgery, and it was a male psychiatrist, that it was a total cover up at the Royal Victoria Hospital in Beyond. In Beyond.
So Losh,
Yes.
every Friday night, would you want
But
to do
let's do
karaoke?
this.
Would you want to do karaoke
That's what
every
I'd
Friday
like.
night?
I loved what I was telling Trevor, Sarah. Yes, we will do
Can you
karaoke.
make a promise with me?
Yes,
Every Friday night, you can tell
okay,
me if
so
you're available to go live on Friday night or not. Just email me if you're ready to go
every
live Friday night.
Friday I
Yeah.
will email you. And Sarah, you're the witness. If I don't follow through, just kick my ass. Because that's what I have trouble doing since the leg break, right? That's why I love the restaurant. That's why I'm so happy to work, to be working again, right? I solemnly swear to the God that I believe in that I will be there every Friday night to do karaoke with
At
you
six,
unless
around 6
at
p.m.
6
6 p.m.
p.m. if I'm not working.
If you are working, email me and say I can't
If
make it.
I'm working, I'll just put the video. We could do karaoke live at work. They are regretting it in masses. And that's the whole point about transgender as well, Sarah. I forgot that point because it's almost like the people that are activating for transgender rights, which is putting men in a female population. And they're castrating men, guys. Trevor, you're a boy, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I don't care if I don't never said you did, and if you do, I didn't care. I wouldn't care if you wore a wig every day, and I wouldn't give a shit about that. But don't chop anything off anybody. I'm not saying this to Trevor. He's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. But in my day, that would be considered so rude. But I don't mean it rude like that. Who you love is who you love. And I'm
Yes.
starting to understand that now. But you don't chop people's parts off for it. That's where the far left is taking it too far. That's why it started off with celebrity children. Charlize Theron, Jamie Lee Curtis. So that's why it makes me mad because I think, my God, that could have happened to me. And I know that's selfish, narcissistic, whatever, but a lot of male transgender or a lot of men who think they're women, they're anorexic. I know that for a fact. That's all I'll say. Now, these shootings, sorry. sorry, I had to rant about that because not having intimacy in your life, even it
Yeah, if you
doesn't,
need to
it's,
let it out, you can let it
you
out.
do, yeah. And it's not like Andrew Gold got canceled for talking about it and interviewing people that were detransitioning and have full regrets. And I loved it when Candace Owen looked at a transgender woman and said, "You realize that's a costume, don't you? And that you cut off what God gave you. Whatever God you believe in." That's she's a staunch Christian, but almost to the Handmaid's Tale point where she's sending people to these, she promotes a place where they talk women out of having abortion. And I don't think that's wrong. I don't.
Trump wants to ban it, but we in Michigan, when Gretchen Whitmer ran for governor, she signed a thing called Proposal 3. So if Trump were to sign an abortion ban, it would get not accepted in Michigan because of Proposal 3.
What's proposal 3? See, this is where you need
It's to
to
keep
educate
Trump
me.
from putting an abortion ban, if or to keep anyone from putting an abortion ban in the state of Michigan, to keep them from doing it. That's what
Okay,
Prop 3
so
is.
Detroit being in Michigan, I have a question for you. Roger Moore has been somewhat of a hero. You've heard bowling for Columbine. Um, uh, it was about 9/11. He does all these documentaries. Roger Moore. Have you heard of him? I'll send you some videos. I'll send you some videos. He's from Michigan. And he lived where the Ford Motor Company used to be, that when Hillary Clinton was running for office, by the way, Trump bought that and kept the employees. He didn't do it. He did it because Michael Moore. Thank you. Michael Moore. I'm going to send you some videos on him, okay? And Robert Kennedy Jr. What are your thoughts on him? I don't know if you've listened to any of my Ask Not. I can read about maybe at most 5 pages. It is
Mm.
hard to read a book for an hour.
So, Lash, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is your mom just staying for the day, or is she just visiting for the
No,
day?
she's staying. She's staying.
But is she still moved out?
Well, see, it's so interesting because her boyfriend lives in Dunchurch. I had to move down here in 2019 because of the leg break, because I had so many appointments and it was just, I can't talk about it. I'm sorry. No, I can talk not about that. Whew. But my heart, that's why my heart was broken, Sarah, because the doctor didn't say anything. That's a human rights violation. You're right. He looked at me like a non-human because I was a poorer, socioeconomically in a different position than him. Instead of the surgeons taking care of it, I was thrown on Ontario Disability Support Program, which is $1,300 a month in Canada. So that's why I bust my butt in that kitchen. That's why I'm so happy to have a job.
Remember the sign that said "Try not to miss the bowl." Hashtag not happy from
Yeah.
Diane.
Sort of, yes, but yeah, I can't believe you remember is why I'm laughing.
And this
But
is you
remember when
when you did
Michael
9 to 5.
Moore
You guys are like us. And you've got dreams you'll never take away. Hey, Losh, do you want to know a weird position I can do with my legs?
Show me.
I'm a
As long as
flexible
it's,
person.
it
I
has
can
to,
do
remember
this.
there's
Look,
really
I can
weird
do
people
this.
on the no, don't do it, Trevor. Don't do it. There's weird people on the internet. Remember that dance I had to take down to River? Oh, Sarah, the scumbag's downstairs. Okay, so all right, the one scumbag, he is schizophrenic. He's schizophrenic. The guy is schizophrenic, like acute schizophrenia, mental illness, right?
So, Losh, what are you doing today?
I'm trying to keep control. I'm talking to you and I'm talking about this. And then it's 2 o'clock. So okay, just a sec. So then he's schizophrenic. So he gets a needle every week in his arm because he won't take his medication. So his mother picks him up. He comes from a good home. My mother, surprisingly, doesn't mind him. He's not a stealer, but he's a scammer. He wouldn't steal articles from me, but he would try to scam me for money, which he's
So
already
Lash,
tried. Yeah.
Virginia Beach. I went there this summer. I went there a few weeks
Sorry,
ago,
Trevor. Yeah. He doesn't want
and
to
it
hear
was
about all this yucky
beautiful.
stuff.
And I went bodyboarding. You go on the bodyboard, and the waves come, and you try to outrun them, and then you get thrown by the waves.
Oh, I remember those. Yes,
I
Trevor.
got
And how
I
did you
got thrown
feel?
by the waves. I was like skidding on the sand.
Okay. So would you like to go to Australia? Sarah, do you think you could stand the two of us? She might have taken a break. Trevor, seriously? Have you ever seen Brittany from the Royal News Network?
Britney Spears.
No, Brittany, it's a YouTube channel.
No.
Okay, so type in the Royal News Network and look at the trips she puts together for people that she calls followers. I don't like that word. Following. I'm following
And I
you.
know YouTubers are starting to write down their names of subscribers, like what you did on the mirrors.
Really? I have good ideas, don't I? See,
Yeah.
people thought my mirrors were creepy. Do these look like creepy mirrors?
Now YouTubers are doing them. Like they're starting to do them, and their fans like them.
People are imitating. You know who I love though, who I really, really love is Emma from TNT UK. She
She
is
looks like
my
Katy Perry.
babe. I
I
said
think
her
she
I
looks like Katy Perry.
She does. And you know what? When she used my little clip of it's 5 o'clock somewhere, remember that little clip I was so proud of? Remember, I showed
I
it to
do
you.
remember.
This computer is so dead. You
Oh,
know why
that's a
it's not
MacBook.
going anywhere? Because my scooter is dead. So they came to pick it up. I'm going to be getting a new one too, but because
Mm-mm.
it's fried.
It's for free, right? You're getting a new one for free.
Well, I've got a year warranty. So they
Mm.
have to fix it up like brand new or give me a brand. Sorry, I
How many
got
miles does it have on it?
this summer I got it July the 7th, Sarah and Trevor, and guess what? 692 kilometers, which
Oh,
means
because
I
you do kilometers in Canada. We do
in
miles.
Canada you do miles, right? What about in Australia? Hey, Google Bustleton Jetty, Western Australia. You will want to swim here. See, Sarah dives, eh? I wrote the song
In
Free
Australia,
Diver.
it's lucky. Like they get to have summer and Christmas, but we get summer, Christmas and winter, which is more like relatable.
I've always wanted to go to Australia ever since I was a little kid. I always had three certainties in life. I knew I would get married by the water. I knew that I wouldn't have children. And I knew that I would go to Australia and I knew that I would adopt a child one day and it would be later on in life because I'm really getting my shit together. And that's why having the scumbags downstairs is so bad for me because when I lost my status and your socioeconomic changes like that because a stupid doctor can't open his mouth, so your money changes. And that's why I'm telling you, I have been looking like a mad dog for a job. Do you know I got discriminated against at Tim Hortons because I am white and older? I didn't get hired at Tim Hortons. I am not remotely joking. Men, I don't like Andrew Tate that much, but he's got some points. If Candace Owens, don't believe everything she says, has some points. The
And I
fact that
remember you mocked Andrew Tate like this. If you're a man and you're sitting around and you're watching this and that, you don't have the blah, 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 manhood to go out and meet a woman and to spread your seed. Okay.
that's what he said. I think that's why they took the video down because I watched. Just come here and forget it all. I will. All of it, Sarah. That's why my
You might,
heart
I
was
think how you got a
broken.
strike, you might have said something inappropriate about Andrew Tate, and they gave you a strike.
I
Because
what
YouTube
did
has
I
a artificial intelligence there that can like scan everything you say in your video, and they can
oh my
determine
lord.
if it's inappropriate or not. So mostly they're right, but sometimes they're wrong, and it can mess up your channel,
Okay, I just
which is
want
annoying.
y'all to know that,
So when I first
it's
tried going live, you weren't with me. I first tried going live for the very first time back in August, and it automatically ended, and it said, due to community regulations or strikes, you can't go live at this time. It showed that message for 3 weeks, then I could go live again.
that's what you were emailing about. Okay, let me put this on the
Like
wall.
sometimes their AI is terrible, but then it works.
All right,
Like they
wait a
need to do
minute.
better on it.
I need witnesses for this. Ready? Okay, I'm doing it. I really don't care who owns this house. You know why? Because the rent is way too high here. Look at this. This is why I need
Harris wants to lower house costs
this
and
is
like
why
rent costs.
this is why I
Call
need
him a Harris.
scumbags because you know why? They pay $550 each, right? Which takes care of like pretty much like so then I only have to pay $500 a month. So I get they're paying for most of it, but I keep them in the basement like little rats. And they're terrified of my mother. But they didn't have anywhere to go. And why did I take
I'll be
them in?
right back.
Yeah, go ahead. Trevor doesn't like hearing this stuff. Do you know what, Sarah? I took them in because they knew Michael. And my friend Tanya, that little brat I was babysitting who tried to fucking drown me. I'm not joking. He grabbed my hair like this, Sarah, like he would, right? And he pulled my hair back and he tried to drown me. This was last summer. I know you didn't. You see how I was so afraid. Like, I'm not narcissistic, Sarah. I'm an only child. And I didn't realize everything was so serious. And I read the beginning because it was like, "Hey, babes, here it goes." And I'm all, "Oh, hey, Sarah." And then I start talking into my phone like a moron. And then I read the rest of it, and like both feet are already in my foot. And it was like, how do I come out of that? And then I thought, well, she always tells me the truth, but I haven't heard anything. Like, oh my God, she could. I was really afraid that I really hurt you so much. And what I know you didn't. And Melody Moon is a lovely lady, and her roommate, like they live in Calgary, her and her friend, her girlfriend, and they are lovely women. But I haven't. Michael knew them, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, but I did because you know why? Because remember when you sent me that message and you said, "How do you miss somebody?" And don't worry, none of these comments go after the live is over. I ensure that. People can hear what I say, but they can't see anything that's written or anything like that. Um, um, I felt horrible. I was depressed for 2 weeks. I didn't dance. I was so depressed. I was. Because I knew I didn't handle it right. And I thought, oh, I lost somebody that I didn't even meet that I wanted to meet. And it was Melody Moon who said, like, and she didn't say it this way, but she was saying, Lasha, calm your jets. Sarah would never do that to you. She cares about you. You can tell you guys care about each other. And I will say this, even though it started off as Trump and shootings that we have to talk about, Trevor, I never expected to meet you. And I always look down because I'm looking at the purple S. And I've never done your cards, Sarah. I never do anybody's cards. unless they allow me. Do you like this? Is a really good cowlick, eh? This could be in style in 40 years. Just don't know. Do you
In
know what this
December.
do you know what this dress reminds me of? That LGBTQ took our rainbow. But this is the truth. Gay
In Lush,
people. Yes, dear.
in December, I'm going to go see Mariah Carey because she comes here every year to perform.
I've never seen Mariah Carey. Is she good live? See, I'm not into all of that. I
Yeah, my
would,
favorite song by her is
I
Sweet,
could stand.
sweet fantasy, baby. When I close my eyes, you come and you take me on and on and on, so deep in me, baby. But it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby.
Good job. I
Thank
got to
you.
give you a few lessons though, but that's pretty good. But don't let your voice. It's going to crackle in about 6 months, and you're going to come out with a deeper voice. Say, Sarah. So when I get my Google checks, whenever the channel decides, you know what ticks me off? I say this every time. I'm going to
What?
say it one more time. You know what I'm going to say? So really, this channel's a. I can't believe that. I can't believe the number. Look at. I cannot believe the number of people that subscribed are still with us. And like I said to Sarah and I said to Trevor, like, thanks for hanging in with me because all I used to talk about was my leg. I was probably stoned all the time too. I saw the footage. I looked back. But Trevor, tell me about the shootings because it doesn't happen in other countries.
It's mainly the
Why?
U.S.
Why the States? Sarah, does it happen in Australia to the same um, extent as it does in the US? I've never heard of that in Canada.
Because
Do
U.S.
you
is
have
like
to
a
walk through a machine when you go to school, or are you homeschooled?
yeah, like schools should be glad we don't have to use metal detectors. That would be
So you don't have to do that. Not once. And
I
do you
think it's
know,
because we're very like a lot of people own like guns in this country.
but you know what, Trevor? This is what Michael Moore, thank you, Sarah, in it was about guns. Do you know
And they're
in
just so
Canada,
sad. Like
there's
shootings,
more
it can mess up
guns.
your life. Like shootings, it can be with you forever. Like
Yes,
if you
yes.
experience shootings, they can like how can you feel safe going to school? How can kids feel safe going to school? Like they never know. It can happen on any day.
Do you feel safe when you walk down the street of Detroit?
Yeah, I walked in
In your
Detroit.
neighborhood? In
Yeah,
your neighborhood.
my neighborhood, like, there's crime's very low because you know how people have like ring doorbells, stuff like that,
Yeah.
security cameras.
Well, my idea of Detroit is going over the border in Canada through Windsor.
Our border's not that bad, but the Mexican border is not that great.
Because now, when he was talking about cats and dogs, you know what the scumbag said,
Oh,
Sarah?
and
I don't
speaking
know.
of Vancouver,
Yes.
and the border of Vancouver and Washington,
And
there's
the
a
port,
pole that
yeah,
says Canada and USA, and people
it's
could just I can
Seattle.
picture myself hopping over saying, "I'm in US, I'm in Canada."
Yep,
And
yep.
a son of a mother could say like, "Mom, I'm going to the United States to play on the swing set because there's a park at where that line is."
Really. So when Chris and when I lived in Vancouver, Chris and I, if I wanted to go to the States now, it would be through Buffalo.
Oh, you can use a birth certificate to enter the United States. You don't
Yeah.
have to use a passport
No, and you know what? It's so funny. I don't want to call those two people,
because
but
our
they're
countries are such allies. Like
yeah.
all you need is just a birth certificate. You can use a passport too, but it's not required.
Well, we're going to need passports for Australia.
Then you have to
Uh,
get vaccinations and pay fees to go to Australia.
you have to get vaccinations?
You have to travel across the world. Yes. to keep outbreaks. That's how coronavirus happened. There was no vaccine until 2 years later. So that's how COVID became an outbreak. And that's how our world got shut down.
Do you think that it was chemical warfare or do you think it was natural?
Corona, I think it was natural.
You do? I don't. I think we're run by aliens in a
And people
petri
think Trump
dish.
did things like his supporters thought he said wear a mask, but it was the health organization. It wasn't him.
Wait one sec, Trevor. Sarah wrote something. Whenever she says something, it's really important. You read it. What does it say? Yo, Haitians are actually walking up to ponds and parks and grabbing swans and ducks, geese, and snapping their necks and walking off to eat because they're hungry. Because what I was going to say about they just about ate me out of house and home the first week. I wanted to just like lock them right out of the house. Don't worry, Trev, I'm done with that. But what I was going to say is they're beheading them. For what? They're beheading them? They're not. So poor people aren't eating these animals. They're beheading them. Is this for not the God unit, but the other unit? I've heard of that before, you know. I've heard of some funky things in my life, let me tell you. Trevor, when you get to our age, hey, Sarah, won't it be funny to eat? To eat. That's kind of all right. That makes some sense to me because people are starving. What are they doing? Preparing us for the Armageddon? I'm not even joking. It's scary out there, people. It is. Speaking of which, Trevor, the school shootings.
Yes.
Okay, I'm blocking myself here because what time is it? It's 2:18. All right. So, oh wait, I had to do something to keep my commitment to the shootings that you've heard of, that you've been through. Do you know anybody personally who has gone
No.
through it? Because what I was
No.
going to say and I forgot was when Sarah and I were growing up in the 70s or 80s, right? Me, early 70s. I'm a 70s baby. Um, oh shoot, I just lost my train of thought. And I haven't even smoked
And
marijuana.
about my channel, I remember when I went to a museum called COSI in Columbus, Ohio. They had a museum exhibit of the Titanic, like there were actual artifacts, and I uploaded a short and it got like 5,800 views.
Yes. And then that moron came on and said, like, we didn't know that. And I got a, I,
And I think that was a different video.
was that a different video? Well, I always check your videos to check the comments to see what's going on. And I hope
And
you
that
don't
was
mind.
sad when they said that thing about you dancing to the background of Melody Moon's art.
That was mean.
Yeah, people are mean. I said that on the live where somebody called you in the middle of your song and you're like, oh shoot. Dun, 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 dun. What? Somebody just ruined it.
You know what? It was like I used to share some of my footage on Facebook and
I need to join Facebook.
you know what? It's Sarah, do you use Face? Oh, she's not on it. Sarah's not on social media. Sarah, how did we find each other?
I don't know how I found you. I just found you in my recommendations on YouTube on it, and I said Merry Christmas, and then you sounded really nice, so I kept watching your channel. Then we started going live together, and now we're
Oh,
here.
and I didn't know what you looked like, who you were,
And you
nothing.
said, let's interview each other. And then 6 months later, we're interviewing each other now.
Finally, finally, finally. So this is what I wanted to do for you, Trevor, because my mind, as you can tell, just goes a
Yeah, I
mile a
probably wouldn't know
minute.
you right now if I
No, you
didn't
wouldn't. We
find you
would
in my
not have met.
recommendation.
You wouldn't have met Sarah. Sarah wouldn't have met you.
Or Melody.
Melody Moon,
My channel would probably be down still. I wouldn't
random
be able to go live.
citizen, Toxie.
I probably wouldn't be able to go live
Remember
either.
Saucy?
Saucy actually said a comment today
Did he?
on your channel.
And T-Bone. And there was some nice people. You found me, Sarah. Do you remember the first video? Which it must have been when I started high voltage, right?
Dangerous, dangerous.
Is high voltage. He remembers everything. It's hilarious. Because here, Trevor.
You turn that song into something else. You were like, voltage, voltage, high
I
voltage.
know. I love karaoke. And you know what I've not been doing? Don't you worry about soon. You know what? Don't worry about them. Oh, I'd love to see a pic. So this is what I'm doing, Trev. And Sarah and whoever
Wow,
watches
we've
it
been
is
live
my.
for an hour and 5 minutes.
I know. I'm getting hungry. But I want to go to Australia. All right. I'm going to finish this properly. Every Friday. Sorry, guys.
And
I'm
Lash,
going to,
after
I'm
you
going
end
to
this video,
just one sec. Don't
click
go
the
yet.
three dots.
Every Friday, 6 p.m. What are we going to call it? We need Freaky Friday? Funky
No, we do
Friday?
karaoke Fridays. Karaoke
But it
Fridays
needs
with
to be
Trevor.
something catchy. Let's think on it. I
Trev and Lash karaoke.
No, we got to think of something really catchy. Like the Royal Mess is catchy.
How about the
Whoever
royal? How about the royal two of karaoke?
the
The
royal the
royal singers.
royalty. I don't
The
know. I'll
royal
think of
singers.
something. I'm just gonna put Trev and Lash,
Karaoke
and
night.
so I do not forget ever. And
And
I will
just email
email
me.
if I
Email
am
me,
working. If I'm working.
or
If
if you
working.
can't get on, if you're like stressed and you don't want to go
No,
on or
no, no,
anything.
no. This is good for me. This is good for me. I had to
What do you mean
start
by
my.
flash mobs? I have a what do you mean by flash mobs? Like, what do you mean
Okay,
by flash mobs?
and I want noodles. You want noodles, Sarah? Okay, ready, Trev? Look. I wrote it right.
Well,
Karaoke royalty. I like that. Karaoke royalty.
why does it say 4P?
It says every Friday, 6 p.m., Trev and Lash. Email if working.
Oh, that's an Yeah, an
Okay?
email. Would you want to do the collab on my channel?
Whatever works for you.
And if
Doesn't
you don't
matter.
send me the link at 6 p.m., then I'll send you the link to go collab on my
Then
channel.
I'll send you the link and I'll
Do
set
you
up the
promise?
description. I on my dog, on
My
my
dog.
dog, because I have so much trouble following through sometimes. It's ridiculous. And this channel has helped me.
And Lash, when we end this live,
Yeah.
go into the three dots when this live is uploaded. Click on the three dots in the upper right hand corner. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And
And
go.
hit
It'll
it.
say, and if it says private, click it, and hit public, and then hit save.
But
So
if I
that way we can.
already have hit public, it won't upload as public.
Not on
I have to
phones. Not
go
on
in and
phones.
change it.
But
So,
on your computer, it uploads automatically. But on phones, it
right.
doesn't.
And it doesn't. And that's why this
So you have to
stupid
go
thing
physically
died.
into the settings of the video, then you have to hit public, and then that way we can
Okay.
rewatch this and like
Are my
hit no.
lives public right now?
Right now it's showing public, but when you end it, it won't. I
Okay,
won't be
so
able
I
to
do
see
know
it.
how
So
to
you have
fix it then.
once it ends, you have to go to the three dots. You have to hit public, and where it says
Okay.
like private, unlisted, you hit public instead
Okay.
of private.
So
Just
everything
do
you're
that every
saying,
live.
I did it. I sometimes I forget and then I went back and
Yeah,
I
that's
thought,
what happened. Like the last time we went live, it
yeah,
didn't save. You didn't
and
hit
it
private.
didn't.
You didn't hit public.
Okay, listen. You stay safe. And
Me
this was
too.
our first live together.
Well,
And
we went
so
live last week, but then your phone passed away.
my phone, it's gonna pass away in a minute too. And my
Oh, if
mom's
it passes away,
downstairs.
then it won't save either. If your
Oh, you
phone
told me
dies,
to keep my charger in the same
yeah,
place and
just
make
plug it
sure
in
that it
now.
charges overnight.
Just plug it in now. What's your phone on now?
It's plugged in. I'm right here. Wait, I don't want to show the food that I was eating last night. It's right here.
That
Wait.
doesn't even look like food.
No, this was my grandmother's. My grandmother's. Um, um, brush and mirror thing. Okay, so there's the wall. Okay? So I'm keeping the phone right here.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah?
Did you ever get your Bluetooth speaker working from 3 months ago?
No,
And
because
you're
it's a
like, plug it
Samsung.
in the wall? Oh, okay, okay,
It's a
okay.
Samsung, and I have an Apple.
Samsung.
And
Yeah, or Android.
I told
Apple's like more advanced. Apple's the richest company on earth. Did you know that?
I did
With
not
over
know
$3
that.
trillion, $3 trillion is the company's net worth.
Did you know that? $3 trillion. Okay, so we need to go support every little tiny channel on this
No wonder
planet.
Apple's prices are so up. It's because they're
This
the
is.
richest company on earth.
Do you think that they suppress
Then it
people?
became Amazon, but it's Apple.
Well, you know what? I don't know what to say anymore except I need to go get food. And I think it's time for me to have some Canadian freedom.
All right, last show. Do you promise
Going in
every
the
time?
treetop all day long,
Day long,
smoking
smoking
marijuana and
marijuana and
singing this
singing a
song.
song.
So happy that a Trev came live. Sarah, you too, and singing this drive. Okay, my mom gave me the stink eye. I gotta go.
All
Okay,
right,
I got
so when
stink
we
eye
hit the
from
end of
Jerry.
this live, make sure to hit the 3 dots and hit public,
I
just so it
promise.
saves.
And I know
So
you'll
it saves and
email
we
me
can
if I
rewatch this,
don't.
so we don't forget it.
I won't forget it. It's
Just
going
do that
on
every
right
time you
now.
go live on your phone.
Karaoke royalty, 3 dots. I'm on it. You be safe. That's a
Take
wrap.
care of yourselves. I'll do the same.
Same. Yeah. You too, Sarah. Sarah, Sarah. Sarah. Sarah.
Sarah, and this is you. Where's Sarah?
Where is she? Okay.
And then he said,
That was fun.
Sarah, you're the poet in our hearts. Sarah's the poet
She
in our hearts.
is. She's like,
Melody's the artist in our hearts.
yeah,
What am I in the heart?
you're our sweetheart, hey Sarah?
And you are
You're the wind
you're the
beneath the
mother of the
elders.
heart. And
We're
Lasha, you're
the.
the mother of the hearts.
I'm trying. I'm trying. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you
Love
later.
you too.
Okay. Bye,
Peace.
honey. Peace
Peace.
out.
Make
Peace
sure to
out.
save this live.
I promise I will not screw it up.
All right.
It's
Goodbye.
right there, Trev. It's right there.
All
Okay.
right.
Ta ta.
Friday,
Welcome,
next time we
Robin.
go live
Friday,
like this
6
again is
o'clock.
Friday. Friday at 6
Royalty.
p.m.
Yeah, it's written on my wall. I didn't even put it on my hand. It's on my wall. And I don't miss anything on my wall. Promise.
Great night or a great
You
day.
too. You too, sweetheart.
This was
Bye. Bye,
fun.
Sarah. Thanks for coming on.
You're such a nice person.
So are you.
You make a
And thank
special place here.
and right here as well. And I'm so glad to learn from you. I really am. I've never known as like a 16-year-old boy with the brains that you do. I've learned so much from you, editing, content ideas, support, responsible. You've got a really good future, and I mean that. So I'm going to go now.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Trev. Let's see if I can turn it off.